Why does last night feel like a loss to so many people?
Because that offense, so bad. That's why. It just was so bad that, I think it's just hard to feel good when one side of the football plays that bad. It's hard to think that you can make this great run and beat really good football teams when your offense is that inept. I think that's why, Mike. Even though the defense is so good, there's positives here. And we've seen a football team with the strength of being the defense, having a great defense, do great things.
Win a Super Bowl.
Exactly. But it just feels like with this offense that's impossible.
Yeah, and I think that's the crux of the problem right now. By the way, Mark Schlereth not with us. He was with us for the first 2 hours of the show. He's down in Carolina. He's going to be calling Panthers and Saints this weekend, so we appreciate our time with Mark. He is off doing his thing now, so the two of us moving forward with you. RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043 on our YouTube channel, Denver Sports YouTube channel. Subscribe and get involved there. But
you got your breakfast.
Got my breakfast, yeah. And thank you.
You're like the Broncos fans today. You just don't look that excited about it for some reason.
Well, listen, I this is the first of 2 straight weeks you're going to be owing the entire crew breakfast for losing to me in fantasy football, and I love it. I mean, I love it, but I turned you on to this, and my Coke has ice in it.
Yeah.
What's the deal there? You got the order wrong.
No, the order was right.
Oh, you ordered it with ice.
That's punishment.
Punishment?
Punishment.
For what?
For how misguided you were yesterday and your takes and how much you were loving on the Raiders yesterday.
Oh, my goodness. This again?
We have the audio.
Oh, I love the Raiders.
See,
fine.
and how much you were pumping them up and you want them to be good and play. So that's your punishment for being Raider Mike.
Uh-huh.
You're Raider Mike yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And so today
I get ice.
You get ice in your Coke.
So winners wash, and only winners or Bronco fans get Cokes with no ice.
That's right. And it's delicious. Tastes good.
Yeah.
That's your punishment.
I'm telling you, it doesn't taste the same with all that ice in it.
You know what you do? Put those big sausage fingers and just grab all that ice and just yank it out.
Kind of strain it, yeah.
Yeah. But now your Coke level's going to go down.
That's true.
So you don't get a full large, filled up with Coke because it's half ice.
I'm going to have to watch what I say this next week in case next week I want to make sure I go back to the no ice.
Yeah, just don't fall in love with the Chiefs again. Don't come in with the terrible Chiefs state.
I'm here.
All right. Well, let's get into it. All right. Then this offense, because we got a few of these texts in the first couple hours, guys. Are we really 8-2? Because the conversation today sounds like we're 4-6, and yeah, I know it was ugly last night, but you know who played an ugly game last week? Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers played an ugly offensive game at home and lost. They lost their game. The Detroit Lions played an ugly game last week at home and lost to Captain Facepaint, J.J. McCarthy. They lost. So, I mean, yeah, it's ugly, but is there something to be said that, okay, it was an ugly win, but an ugly win is a heck of a lot better than an ugly, devastating loss, which is what that would have been last night.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But I think when you mention those teams, Mike, their fan bases, they've seen their offenses play good. Right? They have seen it. We just haven't really seen it consistently. Green Bay, you've seen Green Bay's offense look unbelievable, right? We really haven't seen this offense look unbelievable for 4 quarters. It just hasn't happened, and it looks like they're regressing a little bit. I mean, that's not a good team they played yesterday, and you're playing at home, and you struggle that bad? So it's just hard to project that they could actually do it when it matters most. With those other teams, I think you can look at it and say, okay, we've seen Jared Goff do it with these guys. We've seen, Jordan Love and that offense, play at a high level. So I think that's the difference here for Broncos fans today. But you're right, man. I mean, it is a win. Thank goodness you didn't screw that one up. And ultimately, that's what I say, man. Just win and move on. Just win, turn the page, and move on.
But you're having a hard time doing that this morning.
I am, because it was so bad. So bad. And so for me, it's hard to really look at this group and think that all of a sudden it's going to just click and they're going to look like a competent offense and they're going to be a consistent offense. I can't see it with this group right now.
And that is the problem, because there's not one clear thing you can point to and say, oh, just fix that and you guys are going to be fine. I mean, where do I begin? Sean Payton's play calling was not good last night. He'll admit that. I don't know what the heck he was doing with that fake pass attempt with Courtland Sutton.
You didn't like that?
Oh, God, I hated that. I hated that. I by the way, I want to give Courtland Sutton credit, because a lot of times these receivers or running backs or whenever they're given an opportunity to throw the football, they'll throw it no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, this is my one chance. I'm going to let it fly. And it usually ends up being a disaster.
Interception.
Credit to Courtland for just, eating it. But Sean was not good last night. Bo looked terrible. I mean, there's just no other way. I mean, the footwork, whether it's that one where he kind of stepped up in the pocket and he was like, I mean, his feet were literally moving as he tried to throw the football. Herb Street pointed it out, like, what is that? There was the one where he rolled right, and I don't know what he was thinking. I mean, he just threw it up for grabs. I mean, that was an absolute no-hoper. You're just hoping that you throw it in the middle of your guy and two other of their guys, and you just hope it comes down with it. He was bad. Offensive line, I thought was terrible. The penalties, I mean, was the right side of that offensive line that spooked by Max Crosby? That explains all the penalties from the offensive line. Receivers dropping balls. Receivers getting called for offensive PI. So where do you start when it comes to fixing this?
Yeah, I mean, that's the million-dollar question.
I think you're on to – there is almost kind of like a process elimination, right?
Yeah.
You got to kind of keep trying to remove things from the equation to try to finally arrive at what it is. And if you're steadfast in the belief that Bo Nix has to remain the starting quarterback, okay, then to your point, what's that next step then?
Yeah, I think, you try to simplify things here and not do as much with the personnel groupings and try to just less thinking for the players. Try that first. And then if that's not working, then you got to get a new set of eyes. You got to get a new play caller. You got to get someone that's going to, look at things a little bit differently. And maybe that helps jumpstart this offense. But I think first things first, maybe this week just try to simplify things and try to make it as simple.
Define that for me. What does that mean? I mean, it's easy to sit back, hey, we got to simplify things. Okay, lay that out. What is that?
Well, I think it's, first of all, we're going to limit how many personnel groupings we have, coming in and out, right? We're going to try to get in a grouping, whether it be two tights, three wides, whatever the case may be, and we're going to just stay in that the majority of the game. And that's what we're going to be in. And we're going to have our staple of plays that we're going to run, and then you're going to have your game plan stuff that you have in, but we're just going to have our staple plays that we know, that we've repped and that we're good at and that we're confident with. And that's what we're going to go with this week. We're not going to have 5 million plays. We don't need all these plays. We're going to just keep it as simple as possible so these guys can go out there and play fast. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And see if that works. But you got to try something different. You can't just keep doing these same things over and over and think you're going to have a different result. That's insanity. And so I think that's the first step. Second step would be, Sean saying, hey, all right, I got to let someone else try get a shot at calling these plays, and maybe that will help jumpstart this offense.
Well, the schedule does allow you, and a lot of times teams will make those drastic moves, whether it's, bringing in a new coach or whatever. That's not going to happen here, of course. But, as far as using the bye week to make a pretty significant change, because you have the benefit of the bye week to implement it, Yeah, I think you're looking at this Kansas City game next Sunday. Offense has to look different.
And if it doesn't,
well, then guess what? You got 2 weeks before your next game at Washington, and at that point, you can say, let's change things up a little bit. And then you got the extra time to implement it.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't all of a sudden, okay, we're overreacting to, a couple bad performances. This has been bad all year.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't been good enough all year. So you get to a certain point and you got to take a step back, and usually that is during the bye, where you can kind of self-scout yourself and see what you need to do different. And if you're the head coach and you're Sean Payton, obviously, you're going to be very critical of what's going on here. You're an offensive guy.
Yeah.
This isn't even close to being good enough, right? Offensive football, what really good offensive football looks like, and this ain't it, brother. So something needs to change here, because you don't want to waste this great defense. You want to try to do everything in your power to try to get this offensive play just a little bit better, be a little bit more competent. And if you can do that, then, man, you could go on a great run.
Yeah, and I want to take this moment right now to apologize to the Broncos defense. Seriously. This defense was awesome again last night. Awesome. But because we're, as football fans, so fixated on offense and the quarterback, the young quarterback, is he the guy? Is he not the guy? What are the signs that say he is? What are the signs that say he isn't? You just overlook what this defense is doing, and it's unbelievable. And they deserve to get their due. I mean, you're talking about last night. So Geno Smith, the Raiders attempted 27 passes. Okay? Here's what the Broncos defense did on those 27 pass attempts. 22 quarterback pressures. Stoke, they had like an 81% QB pressure rate. That's insane. That's insanity. 22 QB pressures on 27 dropbacks, 11 QB hits, 6 sacks, and an interception, and Geno Smith in desperate need of a cold tub when it was all said and done. It's just incredible.
Really is.
Incredible what this defense is doing, and I feel bad because they're getting overlooked this morning, and they shouldn't be.
Right. No, you're exactly right. It's been fun to watch. I mean, those guys just you got depth there. You got guys to be able to stop the run. You got guys to be able to get after the quarterback, and you got guys on the back end that can cover. So it's a really, really good group, and they're playing at such a high level right now. I don't know what you do offensively to try to slow them down besides running the football. If you don't establish a run game against the Broncos, it is a tough thing to do to be successful if you're trying to drop back and throw the football against them.
Now, all that said, I love blowing kisses to the defense, but we're really going to learn what this defense is all about, because they've certainly checked all the boxes, just about all the boxes to this point. But you got Kansas City next Sunday. Kansas City coming off a bye. I think Andy Reid's record coming off a bye is 21-4 in his NFL career.
Wow.
So not only are they coming off a bye, they're coming off a loss. And so they are going to be full bore this week. So we're going to learn a lot about just how great this defense is.
It's going to be a good one.
I can't wait.
It's a huge football game.
I'm dreading watching the offense go out and play. I mean, I'm petrified about this week already.
Yeah.
I mean, this defense is going to have to just be unbelievable.
Well, hopefully the offense plays better. Hopefully they play better. But you talk about a huge football game when you look at the standings, and like you said, the Chiefs, who they lost to Buffalo.
Yeah.
Is that the last game that they played? Coming off a loss, and where you're at right now in the standings. It's a huge game. You could really make it tough for Kansas City down the stretch if you're able to get this one. So big game coming up here against the Chiefs. Can't wait. At home. This defense, you're right. Is this the biggest? Is this the biggest test for this defense so far this year, Mike?
Oh yeah.
Colts offense has been pretty good, right?
But you know what? We didn't really know about the
You're right.
Colts at that point. I mean, it's just week 2.
Right.
But-
Cincy, no Burrow.
Philadelphia.
Nah.
No, this is it.
I agree.
This is it. And even, I know Dallas was scoring a lot of points. They were the number 1 offense, blah, 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 in the NFL.
Yeah,
but come on. No, this is – you're playing big boy football Sunday next Sunday.
I like it.
For the defense.
The defense should match up well against that Kansas City offense. I think they should match up well. Gosh, I'd love to have Pat Surtain.
Yeah.
What do you think?
No.
Probably not?
No. Honestly, and as much as I want to beat the Chiefs,
Right. Yeah.
you still got to take the big picture into account here.
You're right.
And the fact that, you can give him that bye week and then just say, hey, chill. You're not coming back on November 16th. You're coming back on November 30th. I mean, you tell me. 2 more weeks to be able to heal and rehab and all that stuff makes a huge difference.
If it's close, you certainly want to be very cautious.
Yeah.
Unless he's fully ready to go. If he's fully ready to go, then you put him out there. But if not, you're right. You want to take that extra time. You got a bye week, rest him up a little bit more because he's too valuable.
Let's get some perspective here on Bo Nix. Now, Chase Daniel, former NFL quarterback, doing the media thing now. Spent a lot of time with Sean Payton.
He's a Sean guy.
He's a Sean guy. He's a Shawnee. If Mark's the president of the Shawnees, then Chase Daniel might be the VP.
Yeah.
Okay. But he is a former quarterback. He does bring a quarterback's perspective. He does know Sean's offense. And here's what he had to say late last night about Bo's performance.
Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos can no longer play like this. Bo Nix has people open downfield. It's open. It might not be the best play calling in the world. It might not be all this, but I'm telling you right now, when I'm watching the game and I know Sean Payton's offense, there's stuff open and he's just not seeing it. And that's fine. He saw it all last year. He's seen it for a lot of games, but it's been a little troublesome. It's sort of carried over to this year and it hasn't gotten any better. I don't think he's on a second-year slump, but he just seems to be in a hurry in the pocket. I'm not going to say go as far as he's seeing ghosts, but every single throw, whether it's mechanically or maybe his arms hurt or something, every ball is just dying. And that's a little concerning because when I watch the film, we see stuff open, he's in a hurry in the pocket. Like he's not getting his feet set. He's always had really good mechanics throwing the football. He's always had really good footwork. And look, drops have been an issue. I know that a lot of Broncos fans wanted you guys to go out and get a stud receiver, the guy from Miami or whoever it may be. That didn't happen. The reason why you're winning games, obviously, is your defense. Your defense is legendary. I mean, the most sacks in the first 9 games or 10 games in almost in NFL history. Your special teams, you block a punt, and you barely win, and you make just enough plays. I want to see this offense unleashed because it is truly an offense that can go. You got to have some speed guys, but Bo Nix right now, he's not seeing it.
Well, I think he's wrong, about his footwork last year. I highlighted it a lot, talked about it a lot last year. His footwork throughout parts of last year wasn't good. It wasn't good. Now he had success, but there was large parts of last season where it didn't look good in the pocket for him, and it has continued this year where it just looks like things are moving really fast for him. So I don't know. I don't know what you do to slow that stuff down, but as far as from the quarterback's perspective, if it's just gonna have to happen, I don't know if there's drills that you can do.
Paging Tom House. Paging Tom House.
It's just usually when things slow down, right? Then your footwork and everything slows down in your drop back and your progressions. Right? I mean, but it just seems like everything is moving really quick right now.
It does, and I hear what you're saying about the idea that, maybe a fresh set of eyes, simplifying things might help him, but mechanics and fundamentals are mechanics and fundamentals. And I saw a guy last night who was spooked, who was seeing the rush before it was there. He was anticipating rush. He was feeling a rush that wasn't there.
Yeah.
And
Getting out of the pocket too early.
Getting out of the pocket too early. There was one time when they were down by the goal line, and it was just a give-up third down throw where, I mean, the guy, he was flat out retreating and just threw it off his back foot while he was just retreating. And so, listen, I understand the idea that, hey, it wouldn't be the worst thing to change the way the offensive philosophy is, maybe even have somebody different calling the plays. You could do all that, and I'm fine with doing that. I think at the end of the day, you're still kind of rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. He has to be better.
Well,
he has to be better. I had a buddy who was at the game last night, and he texted me. He said,
you have friends?
I have friends.
Oh,
put it up on the big board.
It is. It is on there. It's already on there.
He said, hey, I'm no expert, but their guys open. Guys are open. He's not seeing them.
Yeah. I just think that, maybe some more quick game, 3-step drops. Try to get the ball where it's not as much thinking. Right? 3-step drop throws, slants, quick outs, hitches, go routes. You're just reading things and just and so you're not really having a play have to unfold and have to go through your progressions. It's a little bit easier. Takes a little bit of the thinking out of it. Maybe that might help. I don't know. It's just I'm sure they're asking that question in the offensive staff meeting today. Hey, what do we need to change here? What do we need to do differently? Now, you're not going to have a bad game and then just start all over again with a brand new offense, right? I mean, you're not doing that, but at a certain point, you as an offensive staff have to look at it and say, this isn't good enough, guys. We have to try to help our players out a little bit more. So what can we do to try to help them out, to try to help Bo out? I'm just trying to come up with different ideas that they might try. So you're not going to come with a whole new playbook, but maybe get him a little bit more comfortable early in football games. Maybe it's a different set of eyes that's going to call the game a little bit differently for him. Maybe it's less personnel groupings, but something needs to change.
Yeah.